Hi guys and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello, my name is Emma. I'm a comparative literature grad, current film student and YouTube extraordinaire. Welcome to the home of #wholesome content. Guys, I went to Vidcon for the first time this year. I have been making YouTube videos for 7 fucking years and this is the first time I've gone to Vidcon. I've made 359. This will be 360. This is video 360. I do 5 more. You have an Emma video for every single day of the year. And I think that is just like the videos that I've made that are public. That's not even counting like the ones that are unlisted or the ones that I have on my film channel, which you should 100% go check out and support because, please. You would think that someone who has been on YouTube for as long as I have would have been before, but I didn't. I went to Vidcon by myself. And that has been just like a massive win. Like that is something that like a year ago I would not have done and I didn't do, even though I was always like, oh, I want to go to Vidcon, oh, I want to do this. Wonderfully, timing wise, Vidcon had student creator tickets for the first time. So got me one of those. Wait, where is my, look, oh, I feel so fucking legit. Look how legitimate I am. Ah, wonderful feeling. I know that I joke so often, be like, am I a real YouTuber yet? But like, for someone who's been on this platform for so long, I kind of sometimes need someone to say yes. Even if like, you know, when you explain to other people what like you do in YouTube, it's like really hella cringy. Within this community, I still need someone to go, yes Emma, you are a real YouTuber. So I think that validation is kind of a little bit what I got at Vidcon this year. I went on Saturday and Sunday. I would have loved to go on Friday, but I have class, so I can't. For those of you who are wondering why the hell I don't make very many videos at the moment. So I have 25 plus contact hours a week. If you want like the quick down low on going from your undergrad to your postgrad, I had 6 contact hours a week with my undergrad in my last year. Where was I going with that? I went to Vidcon and I feel very, very validated and once again like so enamored with YouTube and like video and just online content creation. I've been doing this for such a long time and yes, sometimes I don't put up videos and I will tell myself that like, oh, I don't have time, I don't have whatever, but you do. It's about what you make time for. It's how you arrange things, which is actually one of the things many of the panels I went to talked about. So I'll definitely talk you through the panels I went to. So yeah, I got a creator ticket because the community side of YouTube is just not, I guess, my thing. I went into the expo hall and it was sensory overload, my lord. That's just so hectic and I just don't understand how people can do that or enjoy it. For me, that really wasn't my interest in going to Vidcon. I guess maybe every time that I thought about it, I maybe leaned more towards the idea of doing the community stuff and then was like, oh, I maybe actually don't want to do this and stuff. So I went now as a creator and the panels and all the talks and stuff are so interesting and I really, really enjoyed them. It's just nice because like it is your industry kind of event and I think sometimes people like to pretend that YouTube isn't an industry because you don't see it in a way. You only really see it at things like Vidcon. So I guess maybe I needed to see that. But I just felt like a proper grown-up. It was great. Can I have a moment of like anxiety win over here? I went to Vidcon by myself. Okay, day 1 was very overwhelming. I will not like lie to you. It was overwhelming. I was just like, there was a network thing, I tried to speak to people, I did a bit, but then still part of me just went, I've been doing so much better for the last few months, particularly with all of my like social anxiety stuff. Like I've thrown myself in the deep end with quite a few things, which like maybe I shouldn't have done socially, but like it worked wonders for my anxiety. I'm a big believer in a baptism of fire. With film school at the moment, I just didn't bring that in through the door with me, which has been quite interesting. So if you guys struggle with things like that, put yourself in those situations that you know will make things hard for you and then just remember Greta Gerwig did a 73 questions thing with Vogue and one of the things she said was that you're only a beginner once, and I feel like for me that is massively how my anxiety works. It's like if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I like full on like freak out. The moment I do, I'm like chilled as fuck. That's why like day 2 was so great. Honestly, I just can't verbalize to you properly how great it was. I also had a wonderful moment where I accidentally spoke to Jack Howard without realising it. So the way it works, if you guys have never been to Vidcon, there's all the community stuff, it was in the XL London, but then the creator stuff and like the featured creator things, those things are all separate. So I went to the creator thing, you get to flash your badge as you walk through being like, I'm allowed to be here, which makes you feel very kind of VIP. So it was like lots of talks and it was like a main foyer, so I was just sat there waiting for the next thing I was going to go to, and there were like 3 people talking about like film and film students, and they were discussing how like every new film student always wants to try and make films for whatever reason about chases and about thieves, and I'm just like, oh, that sounds like my cohort at the moment, well done. So I went to talk to them, and there was this guy, I was like, why does he look familiar? And then I looked at his tag and I'm like, oh, it's Jack Howard, that's why he's fucking familiar. So my mind went, and my body went, So we spoke about like film for quite a while with a couple of other people, and that was like, he is so sound. I don't really watch his videos very much, but I respect him a lot as a creator. So I was just like, this is weird. And I find it really interesting as well, like the dynamic of YouTubers and then like filmmakers and like people who've started off on YouTube and maybe wish they'd gone to film school, which is why I'm so happy that I am going to film school, woo. And like kind of overlap and how that works together. And I'm actually really surprised that in my cohort at school that there are not more people who have done like online media and stuff like that. Like why is it just me? Why does nobody seem to understand what YouTube is? And like, okay, maybe the industry is like slow to change, as we know, and a bit archaic, but I'm like, come on guys, do you not know what a TikTok is? I know what a TikTok is. I saw lots of people making TikToks, and while it is like the funniest thing ever and quite cringe, there's a lot of coordination that goes into that and like full-on props, and I just find TikTok quite funny. And I would to please bully Adam, help me bully Adam into making a TikTok, because that'd be really, really funny. So I went to a couple of creator talks. The first one that I went to was jump-starting the YouTube algorithm to get massive growth. Yes, there are these things as well. So there seems to be a split when you go to creator talks about people who are YouTube strategists and then people who are like actually creators. And I will tell you, you get so much conflicting information, because the strategists will be like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and you'll get great growth. And then the YouTubers will be like, yeah, so when you do that, it like destroys your soul. Ah, okay, how do I grow things and then not completely lose sense of who, what I am? Because a lot of people are like, yeah, niche down. I'm like, I don't want to niche down. I'm Emma, and Emma likes all of these things. But it's just funny to like speak with people and like hear everyone say things that you talk about so much. Like, in a way, there's nobody really in my life at the moment that I can talk industry with that much. I always could have Georgia and Ophelia, but they far away. So I'm like, ladies, please. YouTubers bitch and moan about the algorithm all the fucking time, and that talk was literally like, yeah, it's not the algorithm, it's you. So shut up. All the stuff behind YouTube is also like just super interesting. Like, YouTube doesn't really like care that much about views. What it cares about is things like watch time, like how long you're watching a video for. And YouTube also works in terms of like sessions. So, you know, if I am the reason that you went on YouTube to watch my video, and basically that means I started your session for you, then like YouTube gives me as a creator and my channel like preference, because like I brought you onto the platform. And it's just like, YouTube only cares about how many ads it can keep you watching. So it's just like fascinating if you think about it that way, how then like I need to react to that with my videos, and it's like, it's kind of like playing a really very complicated game if you want to, you know, compromise your soul and a bit of your integrity. So, and then I went to a panel. Panel was about how not to burn out. One of the people on the panel was Hannah Witten, whom I have loved for such a long time. So it's just great to like, you know, see your like unproblematic faves and like, yay. It's so funny because YouTubers so often talk about burning out. People who've now been on the platform kind of as long as I have. We're a certain kind of person. I think a lot of new YouTubers are more like performers because they sort of identified what the platform could do. Basically, one of the things I've realised after having now started film school and stuff is like, when you are a YouTuber, you are an entire crew. So many of our lecturers have been like, don't produce your own shit. That is all YouTubers do, is produce your own shit. Sure, it's tiny jobs, but like right now, in a way, I've been my producer, director, writer, lights, camera. I've done everything myself. And we have to give ourselves much more credit for just the emotional energy that that requires. Because okay, sure, you're going through like different bits of your brain to do the very different things, but that is very tiring and exhausting. One of the things they were saying is like, hire on help if you can, because just it's a process that is start to finish very taxing. And like, you're like, oh, just make a video in your bedroom. It's, when you want to make good stuff, it's harder. So the whole burning out thing is like shockingly easy to do as a YouTuber. I've definitely burnt out a few times for absolute sure. I think I burnt out massively at the end of last year. I'm doing my best not to like burn out now with my like degree, all of this stuff we're doing, still trying to do YouTube. And of course it is about striking a balance, getting into your groove and your workflow. But I've definitely burnt out so many times, but in a bizarre way, only when I feel like I'm not at full capacity, which is very hard to explain. But that is just maybe just a personality flaw we all have. People don't necessarily see YouTube as a real job, and if it's something that for a lot of us started out as a hobby, then you're doing the thing you do for fun, and then if it becomes like your entire career, then how you balance that. So those are like really interesting things to hear, because it's like how you've been feeling, but I don't get to talk to anyone about it. So I think just in terms of like validation, that was great. I needed to hear that. And also the thing of, yeah, it is so much down to your planning and your organising. And also how many videos you can sit down and film in one go. Who the fuck can film 4? I don't know. I'm gonna do 2 today. And then I went to the keynotes. I went to the keynote creator thing. It's in this huge like hall. I didn't really know what to expect. I wasn't really sure where I was going, which like, you know, I'm gonna go. Luke Cuthworth, he spoke on the main stage. That was funny. He was talking about the fact that he'd made a film, which is just, again, the overlap between like YouTubers and filmmakers is just like so interesting. So, you know, if there is ever a YouTuber filmmaker panel, hello. But it's just so nice, a couple people who like spoke about their love of film and stuff and how it translates into YouTube. And I just don't, why is there not more overlap? I'll investigate and get back to you on this, because I'm just like, why? So it was just so lovely to see, like, especially creators that like maybe I hadn't thought about in a long time, because I'll admit I haven't watched very much YouTube recently. Well, when I have, it's been Reddit threads that get read out loud or TikTok compilations. A candle isn't being appreciated. There we go. Real YouTuber. The thing I find so interesting as well is like how, you know, there are YouTubers out there with like millions of subscribers, but if you're not one of them, you don't know who they are. So I was just seeing people walk around with like the yellow featured creator, but I just going like, I don't, should I know who you are? It's honestly such a like watch by watch basis and like the genres of YouTube and the niches that you're really into. Oh, and Hank Green was on the main stage for the creator keynote. That was so lovely. I don't know, like in a weird way, it's like YouTube coming full circle for me. And a couple creators were like, when they were like starting out, that they would make 5 videos a week. Saffron Barker. First of all, she's wearing these trousers with like these denim trousers with Powerpuff Girls on them. That was great. But she said that she made like 7 or 9 videos a week, and I was just like, I cannot for the life of me. How? That is like, that woman deserves her success, because who can do that? That is an insane amount of output. It's when you do things like that that you burn out as well. I was sat in the crowd by myself. I'm like, you know what? I didn't care. And I don't know, maybe younger me would have cared, but now I'm like, I just want to go do the thing. And then day 2 was yesterday. Yesterday was just so nice. My soul needed it. My creative like self needed it. The one thing with film school is that right now I am not working on anything of my own. I'm working on 3 other people's projects. Our unit is making 3 films, so I'm like, you know, doing jobs for 3 other directors. I don't have any emotional like involvement in these projects. I'm assistant directing, production designing, and editing / continuity across the different films, which I'm like super psyched about, but there's no stakes for me in the same way. So it's nice to be reminded that like you do like to create for yourself, and YouTube I always need to create for myself. My soul feels so much more like at ease and calmer when I do create things for myself. And like for you guys, like I do genuinely miss you guys when I don't make videos, because a lot of you, like you guys comment and you comment a lot, and like I do learn your names, and I'm just like, I will notice if somebody like comments who hasn't commented in a while, like I do pick up on that. So if there's any of you that watch my videos religiously but never comment, please say hello in the comments, introduce yourself. I know that you are out there, I am aware of this. Actually, that's another thing the strategy people were banging on about, is like, do you know your audience? I would like to think that I do, but please introduce yourselves a little bit more to me in the comments. More about you, why you guys watch my videos, and of course, what you like to see. You guys have said film stuff, I will try and work on film stuff. So on a Sunday, the panel that I went to was being a creator part-time, top tips to balancing. Now, it's hard. You will all know that I have been in education the entire time that I've done my YouTube, apart from those like 4 months that I got to have off between like finishing my degree and then my job, and then like between starting film school. But essentially during that bit where I didn't have like school for the first time, my personal life was like, my personal life was like a lot. So I think mentally as well, I didn't get a fucking break.
Why do I do this to myself?
honestly, I guarantee you a lot of your like OG YouTubers are such type A people. I promise you, that's why we do this, that's why I like this. It's like type A creatives. Oh dear. But again, that was a lovely panel, and it's so about time management. Like, you can't bullshit yourself. It's about time management, and then at the end of the day, how much of your sleep you are willing to sacrifice. And the interesting thing is, like, we've all at one point or another developed some really bad habits. Do not ever stay up till 4 fucking AM to finish a video. Who is guilty as fuck of that? Me! Like, it's okay to have your sleep and to have your social life. I'm sure someone needs to hear that. Especially me. I am doing better though. That's again one of the reasons why I haven't made videos, is like, or I then want to prioritize having a social life, or I want to actually, you know, go out, or I actually want to like do film stuff. I have a beautiful film folder of all of my stuff and notes, and do you want a video on that? It probably would be not helpful to anybody, but it's just nice. And I know you were like organising things and then feeling more productive. A lot of it is about organisation and about knowing where to compromise, and I've not been knowing where to compromise. And also being real with yourself, that like, I do have the time, I just whinge and bitch about being tired the whole time. I've had a nice day of fixing my life. That's what today has been, because my class was cancelled. Yay! And then the next thing I went to was a sponsored session with YouTube. YouTube presents When Women Create, How Female Creators Tell Stories and Build Communities on YouTube. I don't think that they did that was not what they talked about, unfortunately. I kind of wish that it had been more female focused and about the fact that, like, if you are a creator online, if you are a woman, how that changes things, how that influences what you make and your audience, how you interact with them. It didn't, which was a shame. The 2 creators that I've watched for quite a while are Lucy Moon. I don't watch her things as much anymore. And then also Lucy WWH. She's the one who trains and does a lot of motivation stuff, and she's, first of all, so fucking gorgeous. Like, I just couldn't stop staring at her because I'm just like, you are even prettier in real life. I was just like high-key blown away. But it's interesting how like we do create our own little communities like around our channels and about like you guys and like what you want to watch, how we interact with you, how you guys interact with each other. But it's just so lovely to see so much like love for a platform in one place. I'm not saying that we all love YouTube. I'm saying that we love what we can do here. I know a lot of us are frustrated with YouTube, but yet we don't leave. It's like a horrible drug that you just can't like. I've been doing this 7 years and I just can't stop doing it. So many reasons not to do this, but I can't not. Oh, and then the next couple of things, because I have been like chatting to people and like sitting with people and being like, hi, what do you make? Because obviously if everyone's a creator, you can just, it's such an easy way to start a conversation, because you know it's like, oh, I don't have to be weird with you about YouTube, which is so nice, because in the outside world, if you explain to someone that you put videos on the internet, I keep having to explain it to people at school and I'm like, why does nobody understand? I went to a couple networking things, which is just a fantastic skill that you should just all have and like work on whenever you can at any opportunity, especially when you're younger. So I went to a small creators one, and then I went to a studytube one. The small creators one was lovely, and I kind of think that with a lot of bigger YouTubers not really doing things like conventions as much anymore, that really then the gap has been left sort of for us to like shimmy our way in and be like, okay, well if you're not gonna go, I'm gonna go, and then like a kind of little space has been created for the next generation, I guess. And obviously smaller creators are so important because pretty much all of us, this is not our job, this couldn't be a sustainable career option. So we make because we love it, and as a result we create differently to, you know, when you rely on YouTube for your paycheck. And like I did make some friends as well. I did talk to people. My brain went, Emma, you need content. Content, Mum. I went to Vlogmas. I went to Vidcon by myself and made friends. Yay! So I will link everyone that like I met and chatted to down below because I would do my best. And then I went to the studytube creators one, and it was so nice. It was led by Ruby Granger, and like she is just like lovely and actually exactly how you expect her to be, like her videos, which is always really nice when people are the same. We just talked a lot about like studytube, and especially like, does it have an expiration date? What can you do? Especially because studytubers are slightly different in the fact that, you know, we are doing our degrees. First of all, there is so much like love for your degree in like one place. I think so many people hated their degrees and wanted to bitch about it the entire time, and I'm like, but I really like my degree. I really enjoyed it. Like I love my undergrad. I'm currently loving my MA. I'm like, why don't you like your degrees? And that makes me sad. So I'm gonna make videos about how much I love my degree and hopefully you will love your degrees with me. But it means that usually people are studying with the intention of doing something else. So YouTube is never ever an end goal or an end game. And it's about like transitioning, like what you do. Eve Cornwell is a fantastic example of that. It's like, you know, she built her entire brand on being a student, but now she's doing the thing. So like, the fuck do you do next? So for me, I'm just like wondering like, what can I do next? I mean, I'm not gonna make another video on mind mapping. Obviously, yeah, I can talk about books, but also I'm dyslexic. I can't read very many books that quickly, so whenever you guys ask that, I'm like, so I think I do definitely need to do more about film. It's my degree and my, like, it's the career thing that I want to do. Why don't I talk about film more? My brain is broken. That was definitely my VidCon highlight. That was honest, so lovely. I didn't film that much because I'm a bit silly in terms of like, okay, so yeah, maybe I'm awkward about filming in public, but it is literally VidCon. It's literally a convention about doing this, and somehow I'm still like weird about vlogging in public. And then the last thing that I went to was the 3 C's of YouTube, the only attainable and sustainable way to grow a YouTube channel. My guess for the 3 C's were going to be consistency, creativity, and collaboration. No, it was consistency of channel, consistency of metadata, and consistency of strategy. I was like, oh no, the one word I wanted to avoid. Everyone kept saying it, I'm like, if I make 1 video a week, will you guys love me again? Will the algorithm actually love me? Yikes. So again, that was a really technical kind of lecture, but interesting. Nonetheless, one of the girls I spent a lot of time with, her name was Ella. She was really, really lovely. Again, I'll link her stuff down below. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Ella. I met Emma at VidCon and yeah, we had such a good time. I'm so happy I came.
I'm gonna link her in my description. You should definitely go find her.
Check me out.
It's just nice because YouTubers are really often the same kinds of people, especially if you make similar content. I just had a great time. My love and like, I guess faith in YouTube has very much been restored. It is something that I love so much and I really needed to be reminded of that and sort of also reassured like you can do this. A couple of people were like, yeah, you don't need to be that consistent. The algorithm will still not hate you. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can not worry too much about that. I have ideas bopping around in my head now. I'm like reminded like, Emma, this is your fucking thing. This is your thing. I like to assess my life in terms of what my Wikipedia page in my head will say. And it's always, you know, filmmaker and YouTuber. But I guess this is the first time in my life that I am fully sort of doing both. And there is no, I'm always worried about people taking things away from me or like saying, no, you're not like that. No, that isn't who you are. But this is the first time that I'm really both. So I need to remind myself that I can do both, I am both, I'm always going to be both and there's nothing I can do about it. I love YouTube and I love making films, so I'm doing both. I need to do both. I just need to manage my time and my sleep pattern better. And I was social. I'm still so proud of myself that I went on my own and that I was social. We can so easily hide in our phones, so it's like, no, put it away. Come talk. The one thing I didn't do is that with some creators, like, okay, I've watched the videos a lot and stuff, I didn't go up and speak to them after, and I don't believe in like meeting your heroes kind of thing, even though I agree with like not seeing YouTubers as like famous people. If you're like an actor or a musician, you know, you're a performer, it's that kind of mentality, but YouTubers aren't like that. Some are. I don't know if you saw what Gigi Hadid did, but it was on my friend's Instagram story and then I had to check if it was real. It was. A lot of YouTubers aren't like that though, because that's just not how we started and not how we got into it. Is Emma bitter about the Vine invasion? Who knows? Anyway, I guess at the end of the day, I don't know what I would say. Which is obviously silly because a couple of you guys have come up to me before and it's been the coolest fucking thing ever. So I'm like, I need to... It just has been an interesting weekend of like reassessing, reevaluating and understanding that everybody hates Avid and now I have to learn to edit on it and it just fucks with my workflow so badly. So that was the other thing that was like on my mind. I'm a good editor and it's stupid new software. So, those are all of my VidCon thoughts. Met some lovely people, met some people that I've watched, and they were also lovely. I just have such a love for YouTube, and I have such a love for online creation, and I just need to do more of it because I enjoy it. I love doing this. It's just, you do the work of an entire fucking crew, man. Like, you have to give ourselves more credit. It's a lot of work. And it's realizing as well, like, emotional energy does go into this. It's creativity, it's part of your soul at the end of the day. And I just haven't had much emotional energy because of my personal life going up in flames. The last 6 months it's... So yeah, I just need my emotional energy back, please. And then we'll get more creative output. Definitely burn out at the end of this year though, I'm very aware of that now. So that was my first VidCon. I really enjoyed it and I will absolutely go back next year. I love what I do. I just need to do it more. Makes me happy. You guys make me very happy. And like, subscribe and all that jazz. I will have some book videos linked at the end because I know that's what you really want to see. And my vlogs amid another weekly vlog. Like, subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll see you guys very soon. And I mean it this time.